if you're in the middle between who you've always been and who you are becoming, then this channel might be for you. Okay, so most of my life, I always had this thought that was like, somebody might as well. And like maybe sometimes somebody might as well enjoy it. Somebody might as well rest. Somebody might as well have fun. Okay? How this looks is this, so you can understand. Let's say, for example, my boss, I first started working a job a couple years ago. And my boss was like, okay, I need one of you, it was like 4 girls. Okay? He's like, I need one of you guys to stay here so that we can get something on file, whatever. But I want you guys to stay here, and the rest of you guys can go off the rest of your day. Now, me and all the girls already we were all, take your time and slow down, please. This time. That's for myself. But me and all the ladies had already talked, and we all wanted to go home. I had kids, I have family. We were all able to go home. We all really wanted to go home early. And so he was like, okay, like one person needs to stay, but the rest of you guys can go. Just one person to monitor everything. And, my head is like, well, somebody should enjoy the time with their family and go home early. Somebody should. This is where the somebody, right, should. And instantly, I'm like, but just not me. Because, like, out of all those girls that stayed, guess who did? Guess who volunteered to stay so that everybody else can enjoy time with their family? And I didn't. Me. And that is how I've dealt with life. Period. I've always been like, somebody should enjoy it, right? But I never said me. I would always be like, well, somebody should get help. But somebody, every time where it's like me and other people, I would always think somebody should. And then my body would do something like on the opposite of it, where it would be somebody should, but just not you. And I would be like sacrificial and very like, oh, okay, well, no, it should be you. It's okay, girl, you're good. And no, you're not good, because I want to go home too, right? I want to enjoy time too. I want to have fun too. But for a long time, I kind of settled in that identity of being like, I am not that somebody. You can be that somebody. You can be that somebody. Oprah Winfrey, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. And like, that's how it was. But that's how I've done life. And I had to realize, especially more of recent, as I got more to my femininity, how I felt mattered too. Like, I thought to myself, the thought that I was having, it wasn't inappropriate. Like, it wasn't wrong. Somebody should enjoy it. Somebody should go to sleep. Like with me and my husband, we had our son. And, he was working full time and stuff. And so, when it came to sleeping and stuff, I'd be like, it's okay, I got it. Because he's working. To me, it's a no-brainer. But I would be like, okay, somebody should sleep. And I would get up and go, And in turn, I would have less sleep. Like, he had to, like, really force me to go to bed and be like, I got the baby, go, Sometimes he wouldn't, and I would have help from my family. But I learned later on in life, and especially getting more into my femininity, like, I matter too. And I think that what the underlining, like, thought maybe was, you mattered more than me. I think that a lot of times, especially like in the church and stuff, like from where I grew up and how I was raised with my parents, they're very kind people. And I think what they taught me was, out of everything you can, no matter what, always go out your way to show people that they matter. Always go out your way to give. Always go out your way to do this. Go out your way, even if you don't feel good, even if you're really tired, even if you don't have money, give it. Even if you're going through don't show that to other people. Be sacrificial and try to be there for them. Help them carry their burdens. Don't worry about your burdens. It's not that big of a deal. You can survive it. And they never taught me how to be. They taught me how not to be selfish, but they didn't tell me how to be self-full. To make sure that my cup was full too. To make sure that I sometimes said no. And I sometimes was somebody. And I was that somebody that I chose to enjoy the things. I think sometimes giving it away is okay. But I think that over time, when you keep on doing that, I think the quiet message you send to yourself is, you really don't matter. You're okay. You've dealt with this before. Why can't you deal with this again? This is new for them. They can't handle that. Like, you put people in a box in a way. And I realized, going through life like this, which is, I am somebody and I do matter. And I had to shift from me always thinking that somebody should be you, somebody should be like, I'm like, Oprah, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, to what about me? How can we do this in a way where we both feel good? Let's make a relationship. And I know I had that in a lot, like with my relationships with my sisters. I have 7 sisters. And a lot of the relationships were like, I was all like, I feel like on my end, I was getting short ends of stick. And it's so funny because I would put myself in that position. And then I'll be passive aggressive. I would get really aggressive or get annoyed or whatever. My husband, my kids, or even myself in my head when I got a short end of stick, even though I picked it in a way. Somebody tells you a choice and they give you 2 options of a stick, a long one and a short one, and you deliberately go, I'll get the short stick. You can't get mad at everybody for you choosing the short stick, And I just decided that I'm no longer going to choose the short stick. I'm going to choose a long one and then let people react to that. To be like, if I say, hey, I want this too. And not say, instead of me saying, oh, no, it's okay. Instead of us going back and forth, girls go. Now I'm like, no. Like if somebody's trying to go home now or if something happens, like I speak up and I'm like, hey, I want that too. So like, how can we do this in a way? And like even with my relationships with my sister, me rebuilding them, to be in more of the thought of how can we both have a relationship that we both enjoy, that we both have fun, because it's always that's what I've learned too of doing this more longer, of being how I've now going towards becoming this more feminine, this more softer, this more I matter too, girl. I am somebody and I can be that somebody instead of me choosing other people to be that somebody. Is like when it comes to this stuff, over time what gets created in you is that it gets becoming healthier relationships, with that person, because they start realizing, or you start realizing not only do I matter, but you start seeing how many like more options are out there. Before my limit was I'll get the short stick, but now my limit is like, no, I'm gonna go for the long stick too, and let's split it in half. We don't, it doesn't have to suck for me and be good for you. We can do this in a way where it's good for both of us. And I've seen so many more different things now where it's good for both of us. It's been so many situations now where I can still do something, still want that thing, and then it comes out to the end of it and we both get to feel like we enjoyed it. We both get to feel like we had that. Instead of before, I kind of thought, like I had in my head, my thought, somebody should do that. But I never thought unlimited, where it's like we can both. It doesn't have to be somebody, one person. Why can't it be both of us? Why can't we both feel great? Why can't we both enjoy our time? Why can't we both do this and both do that and da-da-da? Like, where's the third option? Instead of saying, like, option 1, her. Option 2, just me. What about option 3? Is there a third option? And if it's not, well, we're going to have to figure it out, because I'm not going to take that straight in the stick, I think sometimes it does call you, like, to do that sometimes. Like, if I'm on, 85% and my husband's on 25% of, whatever he has for the kids and me, whatever, and especially for the kids. Okay, well, I'm going to take over because clearly you don't have that much in your tank, But if we both got 50-50, we're going to have to figure out some stuff, because, like, what? But, yeah. You are somebody. If you are experiencing that, and like, I'm not perfect at this, okay? I'm in progress. I'm not perfect. I never told you that. And with myself, I even still learn I have to catch myself to not do that. Like, you don't even understand. Like, when things happen, I'm just so used to automatically saying, it's okay, I'll do it. Just like go back and forth. I don't want the awkwardness. And that's the people pleasing coming out. I don't want you to feel, I don't want it back and forth because I get dysregulated if a person doesn't feel happy. So, or doesn't feel good. And so I'll be like, okay, it's okay. Like, and I have to stop myself, literally stop myself in my brain to say, that's a thought, But what version of that is that coming from? What's going on here? Are you trying to protect yourself from not feeling like this? Let's stay in it for 10 more seconds. Let's see what happens, And doing that, after that, like that 10 seconds does a lot for me. And I kind of calm down. First of all, I regulate myself to realize I don't have to have control of this. And something beautiful always gets created, something new, where, again, that third option comes in. Well, they'll bring up the third thing and say, how about we and I'll be like, that's even better. Like, we both now get to have this and that, and then we move forward. But yeah, I will say, like, if you are experiencing that, give it time. Don't move too fast. it's a third option. And don't move too fast. That's what I would say. And I'm learning that when it comes to stuff. Like when it comes to this, somebody should get it. You should have it. I'm learning that the somebody could be me. First of all, I am part of that. But also that is always a third option. Also a third option, which is maybe you both get to enjoy. Maybe there's like a delicious spot where you guys can both enjoy this. So yeah, you are somebody. I'm somebody. Okay, and I also matter. And so, you know, we had to negotiate, figure out something. And same thing with you too. You know, you matter. So now it's time for you to show your brain, your body, your being that you matter too. Don't let your body do something that your head's thinking something. Sometimes like your head can think something, like for me too. Somebody should was correct. Somebody should was correct. Somebody should. My body doing, well, I'll do it, was not correct in my opinion. Because when I was having it over and over again, it grew a different version of me that I do, especially now, I don't want to be. And so that to me was not a very useful, I'll say that, not correct or wrong, but not a very useful path or a very way for me to do something, as I didn't like the results. So yeah, personally, now I'm letting that go. That's somebody should get something and somebody gonna be me. But yeah, if you're dealing with that, just know that sometimes not even the thoughts, sometimes it's the way you're executing this thing. Okay, like I did. I love you so much, and yeah, you have a great day.